All right, so for this example, I want to take a look at finding the midpoint of 2 points in the coordinate plane. So that's going to be the point that's exactly halfway in between both the x and y coordinates of our 2 points in the coordinate plane. So let's say we have the point 3, 6, and another point -2, -4. So we have -2, -4 down here, and maybe the point 3, 6. So 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up here. So we have those 2 points. This is 3, 6. And then this is -2, -4. And we want to find the point that's halfway in between them. Now, how are we supposed to do that? So we looked at finding the distance between these before, right? So we used the distance formula to find that distance. But now what we're trying to do is find like what is exactly halfway in between those. So we want to know what is the midpoint. So the midpoint is probably going to be like somewhere around here. That's just a guess, but the midpoint is going to be exactly halfway in between the x coordinates and exactly halfway in between the y coordinates. So to find the midpoint, we actually just take the average of the x and the y coordinates. So if we called this x sub 1, y sub 1, and we called this x sub 2, y sub 2, the midpoint would be just finding the average of the x coordinates and the average of the y coordinates. Now remember, to find the average, you take the sum of your 2 coordinates and you divide by however many there were. And since in this case there's only 2 points, it's going to be divided by 2. So it's x sub 1 plus x sub 2 divided by 2. And that's going to give us the x coordinates. And then we do the same for the y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. So this is the formula for the midpoint. So let's see what we would get for our midpoint here. So we have m equals, so we take the sum of our 2 x coordinates. So our x coordinates are 3 plus a -2, and then take the sum of our y coordinates, and we get 6 plus a -4. So this will be the midpoint. So 3 plus a -2, that is 1. So we get 1/2. And then 6 plus a -4, that's 2. So 2/2. So then when we simplify this, this is m, we get 1/2 and we get 1. So this is 1/2, 1. So this is saying that the midpoint should be at the x coordinate of 1/2 and the y coordinate of 1. So we have 1/2, 1, and hey, it was pretty good guess there. So our midpoint is 1/2, 1.